Hi, everyone. Welcome. Come on down. I'm waiting for James to come here. I'm going to go get on the Facebook, as opposed to Facebook. How's everyone? What? I hate when they send me a login code. Why do they do this? Let's see if it's here that they're sending me this login code. I got to go see if James is here. Let me see if James is here. No, they don't send me a login code. James. All right. I'm waiting for James and then trying to, didn't receive a code. Hi, everyone. Come on in. I'm going to let James on let me just do. God. Okay. Yes, go live. Thank you. Oh, hi, James. Okay, here we go. Got it. All right. Hi, James.
There we are.
Sorry,
no worries.
I just was trying to go live on Facebook, but now it's done. They're like, oh, give us a code, and oh my god, technology. I know some of you on here can relate. We have a smaller group today, but a mighty group. Look at Patrick with this little Patrick booking his first co-star.
Yay!
And I got to see Patrick yesterday, and so I heard the whole story.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yay.
Look, they came in, they told him what they had for breakfast, and he thought they were telling him so they would tell him where to go and get it. And they're like, what would you like, Mr. Curly? He's like, oh my God. We're so proud of you, Patrick. We always
are.
Our clients book. It's always the special one is the first one.
Yeah.
And now Tosh is recurring.
That's fantastic. Oh my God, that's awesome. Yay.
Remember in 2019, he hadn't booked anything yet, and he was at the Game Changer, and it's so exciting. Yeah. So there is Tosh. Tosh, we were just talking about you. Were your ears burning about how in 2019, and now look at you. You booked recurring.
Yay. Woo.
And Patrick Curley booked us. Look at this great group of people on here. Kate Portaloo is going to be in the new season of Marvelous Miss Maisel in a little role there. And we have three clients that booked that this year. Look at all these amazing clients. Ernie Charles is here. Love you. Good to see you guys. Good to see you all. Anna and I had a great coaching call this morning, and another Anna. Two Annas are here today. Great group of people. Yay. And we're Facebook living. Hi. Happy holidays, James.
Happy holidays, Val. Boy, do we need a new year.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. That's what I want to talk about. I want to know what your process is for goal setting. What do you go through? Tell us what you go through at the end of the year to reset the new year for yourself.
Well, one of the things. So I'm a dreamer. So I actually listen to my dreaming. And so Sean, my wife, is a tarot card reader. And she uses it sort of like, spiritual and life inspiration and guidance, and it's a tool, so she so we always do an end of the year tarot spread.
Yeah.
Right? Sort of asking, how best can I welcome in the new year? Right? Like what posture can I take that will open up me to the universe and the universe to me. Um, so it's a great time of reflection, right? It's a great time of reflection and asking sort of like, I mean, I was talking, you were speaking of Patrick Curley, right? And we were talking about like, okay, so he had this plan for, um, sort of like what are the steps I'm taking in my career, right?
Right.
And and some of those things now, you know, he's accomplished, right? So we have to sort of say like, okay, wait a minute, what did I set? What were the goals I set last year? And what did I actually accomplish? Which of those things that I said I wanted last year I don't want anymore, right? Because we don't have to keep wanting the same thing,
Yes.
right? What we can want, what we want for ourselves and our family and our loved ones, um, it evolves.
Yeah.
It evolves, and it evolves from where we are right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so
And
part of
you don't be afraid to let go, to
exactly,
say, I did that halfway through the year this year. I took my goal thing. So I print my goals out every year and I put them in a frame.
that's
And
right.
I put them out like they already happened. Right. And so in the middle of the year, I did something I never did before. I rewrote my goals. I was working with my therapist, and I think through therapy, I discovered that what I was asking for was big, and I am receiving it. But it's like I also need to go, what is the next step down? So I know, like, I look at this right now, and a lot of this came true this year, right? Like a lot of it. Right. And so, you don't like, I didn't really want to get to the end of the year and have nothing happen. And I did so much this year, but this year dictated a whole new thing for me. Like I definitely stepped to a different level in my life this year.
Yeah.
And I made huge forward motion. And I think that's what's really important. One of the things that Melissa McFarland, our past coach who we love dearly, she does this, Seize Your Dream workshop, which, by the way, it's her company is called Creative Successful Entrepreneurs. And the workshop's called Seize Your Dream. It's like $47. It's totally worth it. You get all the videos, you watch all the videos. And then January 15th, I think it is she's going to have like an all-day workshop where you go through what you wrote. And one of the things that Melissa does, which has been something that has been really helpful to me, is the creation ritual. So what you do is you write down your wins and your losses for the year. I'm summing it up. You can watch the videos. And then, and I've been doing this since 2003, by the way, everyone. So, and so you look at the losses, and then you rank the losses, and if they're below 5, like if you're holding on to them and you can't let go of them, like something you really wanted and you didn't accomplish, then you work a little bit in the mindset of upping that score for yourself. And then you take a look at those and you write the lessons that you learned from those. And then the lessons from your wins as well. And then you create what is a creation ritual for this coming year. Like, mine last year was like, or this year was all the spiritual weave, right? So my whole thing was like, I felt like whack-a-mole. My life was a whack-a-mole. And some of you guys might be able to relate with this. Like, you lose weight, but over here, your finances are sucky. And then you're not getting your acting dream to come true, but your relationship with your husband or your girlfriend is awful. Right. And so, it always feels like, oh my God, I have this problem now, or I have this problem. So how can I get it to weave it all together? And so then from that, I was like, so this year I say yes to, right, eating healthy and all the things. And I say no to the things that you're dismissing from your life, things that are sucking, whatever. And that's a very helpful thing. Hi, Peggy. Good to see you. So that's been very helpful to me. Those are the two things that really stick out for me in writing goals.
Yeah, the other thing that Sean and I have done that I found, it's sort of funny. Like I'm going to describe this in sort of a backwards way, because when Sean and I first talked about doing an image board we want to accomplish. Um, I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. I didn't take it very seriously, right? And we put things on the board, like Sean was like, I want an apartment where I look out the window and see the water, right? She wanted an apartment where she looks outside and sees the water, and I mean, each one of us put all these things in, right? And and we were talking about our apartment, that we're in now, and we suddenly began to realize that everything was checking off the box. We have an apartment that looks out for the water. We can actually see the Statue of Liberty from our apartment. We can, right? And so one of the things about that is that sometimes when we're asking the universe, we put out our hand and we say, "Hey, universe, I want an acting gig," right? And then we get in an acting gig, and there are no lines, right? And we're like we can get angry at the universe, like, "What were you thinking?" Right? But we weren't specific.
Yep.
And so we have to also, another part of this is sort of saying, okay, wait a minute, what were the things that I asked for that I got, and I realized that I wasn't specific, I wasn't clear, because it's a relationship, right? We have a relationship with manifestation. It's not a one-way street. We actually have to be in dialogue with the universe. And so, right, so it's an opportunity for us to sort of say, wow, okay, wait a minute, what are the things that the universe did really respond to? But I realized either I didn't want it, or I didn't want it in that form, or now I know what to ask for next time.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for. You might just get it. Manifestation has always been very important to me. In fact, my Christmas present from Sarah was a whole manifestation book, and a beautiful elephant and different stones like in the pen that are working towards manifestation. I am a really good manifester, but that's because I studied it for a long time. I've done it a long time, and I've gotten to a point where I can, I said this year I had a big realization that, I really had let go of acting. It was one of the things that I took off my list, because I was like, you know what, I'm so into helping other actors and changing the way actors do business. Like, I have a bigger vision that I'm working on. And I did the acting thing, and I'm like, and then I was like, yeah, I really like an acting job. And then I got an acting job. It's so crazy with me. So I have to be really careful. But the great thing about manifestation, if you listen to Abraham Hicks a lot, or you've done any of that kind of work, is that it's like when you get to the place where you realize that you're a good manifester, there's a comfortability in it. There's a a lot of times, like with actors that I'm working with, actors will be desperate to get the thing that they want. And if you're putting out desperation, you're going to get back desperation.
Yeah.
But sitting in, so it's this, and I see Amanda Westlake. And so Amanda, this is for you too, but it's for everyone. But Amanda, this is for you. So if I told you, and all of you, there was $1 million buried in your apartment or your house or wherever you are right now, you would dig the floorboards up until you found that $1 million. I mean, you would be like a crazy person, because you need that cash, right? We all need the $1 million, right? But I tell you that your acting career is buried in your apartment, and you sit there and say, well, I'm not sure it's gonna, what they say, that not very well. I did the numbers. I did a webinar on Monday, and I did the numbers, and the numbers are kind of like crazy. There's only 260,000 union actors in the entire world, right? There's like 500,000 acting jobs in the entire world. If you're doing the math, that means you get 2 acting jobs guaranteed to you, right? So
yeah.
So what are you just need to go get it. And the thing is, you have to also be really clear about how you're going and getting it. Like if you're down here doing, trying to get an agent and doing casting workshops, you're going to get pretty much bullshit nothing. Sorry, because that's the game that you're playing. You're playing the co-star game. If you want to be a player, if you want to book series regulars and leads in movies, that's where you're going. Play the game that gets that.
Yep. And it's not going to happen by staying in the familiar. If we stay...
No, you've never played this game, because if you had played this game, you would be a movie star.
That's right. Change is only hard because it's unfamiliar.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Say
Thanks.
that again.
Change is only hard because it's unfamiliar. Because we're doing something, the whole idea of change is that it's not the way things have been. And one way to think about it is that we have a record, right? I have a record on some people won't even know what a record is. It's record album on a disc that's playing.
Vinyl, baby, look it up.
It's vinyl, right? You have a record playing, and it's not about staying on the same record. It's about taking that record and snapping it in half and putting a whole new record album
on the record
player. Right? And that means like that
soundtrack.
And that snapping of that old record can be really scary because it's what we've relied on. It's what we know. It's what's familiar. I mean, this is where you mentioned Patrick Hurley, right? Patrick Hurley, in order for him to actually book the role that he booked,
yes,
it required him to be courageous and to step into the unknown and to take that scary step of saying no to what had been, right? Saying no to what we are familiar with.
Yeah.
And this, for all of it, like this, it applies to all of us, every one of us.
Every one of us. I mean, like, I'm talking to a coach. I was talking to a coach this week for my own life and career. And this person made me see something that I was so afraid to see. And it was big, James. And I saw it. So now it's like, fuck, I saw it. Because like when I see it, then it's like, and go towards that thing that you see, right? And so it starts with seeing it, you guys. So visualization of what you, not just a speaking role on a TV show, but what are you doing? How does everyone treat you? How is, like Patrick said, this guy came and, that the AD came and was telling him where all the food, what all the food was. And he was thinking it was telling him to go get the food. And then he said, Mr. Curley, or she said, Mr. Curley, can we get you something to eat? And he was like, oh, well, this is different. Right. And so what do you see for yourself, you guys? And it doesn't have to be world charity, save the world. You can have that. But like, what is the thing that you see for yourself? Be selfish. I see a trailer with my name on it. I see myself being waited on by the AD. I see myself being treated like the brilliant actor that I am. I see myself having a conversation with the producer about this line or this thing that I'd like to see change in the script. What is it that you see, or the stories that you're telling? Haven't you ever were listening to a song on your, phone or whatever, and you hear the song and you see the soundtrack of your movie, you imagine yourself. If you've never imagined that, I don't believe you, but anyway, what is this story that you want to tell? Like, what are the stories that you want to tell? The clearer you can get about that, the more you'll get it.
Yep. and also, yeah, I think that's right. Um, the other thing, and I think that you talked about this, and I want to be really specific with it, which is that image, right? You're talking about the image. Like once you see the image, like there's no going back.
Yeah.
And this is true, and I think it's one of the things that um, we can imagine we can imagine what it's like to walk on set. We can imagine what it's like to walk on set and see the chair that says Valorie Hubbard, star. We can walk, we can imagine walking on set and seeing everyone turn and greet us because we belong there,
Yeah.
right? We can, and we, but by imagining that, we're actually changing what we're bringing in. We're transforming what we're bringing in, and it's within our power. We are not stuck in a nightmare. This is so important, you guys. We are not stuck in a nightmare. We are alive in a waking dream where we can interact. We have the power to interact with the world and transform ourselves and what is coming to us.
Oh yeah, bitches. That's like mind blowing. It is so true though. You are responsible for everything in your life right now.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean we're guilty. It doesn't mean we're guilty. It just means we're responsible we're responsible for everything that is here now. Right? We're responsible to it. We're responsible to it. We're responsible, it's like what is the response that you want to have to your life? Here's the circumstance. Okay, how do you want to respond to it? Do you want to be angry? That's okay. You can be angry. Do you want to, what you going to do with your anger? Okay, you're angry. Great. What do you want to do with that energy?
Yeah.
Anger is powerful if you energize it. If you take that energy and you say, wow, I'm jealous. Fantastic. You're jealous of someone. Okay, so take that energy and ask yourself, well, what do I want to do with that energy?
Yes.
Right? Don't let yourself get blocked up by this stuff. It's like you got all this energy in your body. That's what it means to be alive.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with it?
Yeah, and it's so funny because I met with one of my clients earlier, and he's like, he's gotten over the lip. And so the lip, when I work with actors, is the lip is sales, is reaching out on your own behalf to your customer base. That's the hiccup place, because you've been told never to do that. You've been told that you're not supposed to do that, that it will get you blacklisted, like all this bullshit that's absolutely not true. And how do I know that? Because I've been working with actors and I've had my own career for 35 years, and it's just absolutely not true. Famous actors do it every freaking day. And they're like, yeah, but they're famous. Well, they were doing it before they were famous. That's why they're fucking famous.
That's why they're famous. Yeah, exactly.
And I know a lot of them before they were famous. So I say that because I have the facts of that. Right. And so when a casting director tells an actor, well, you're not supposed to do this, who the hell do you think you are? They need to shut up, because the truth is that it's a small ass world. And who taught you how to do that? I taught them how to do that. And you know what? Your boss of the show that my clients trying to get on is my friend. So shut up. Just do your job and be happy that there's actors that are trying to get work, because that's their job. Stop telling us we're not supposed to do that. I'm sorry, get on my butt. Like, that's the thing, you guys. So that's the lip. right? And so when someone gets over that and then starts getting responses, who like my clients getting responses now, which next turn into auditions and bookings and jobs, right? When they start to do that and they see, oh my God, all that shit I was told is bullshit, and they get over the lip, it's so exciting to me. I have people that have been stuck at the lip, never got over the lip.
I want to bring it home because
Good, please
right,
do.
because
Because you
Valorie and
know where I was going.
because here's the thing, you guys. Valorie and I both know this in our bodies, from our lives, from our experience, and I'm going to put this in the context of my life. This year, I launched an NFT project with a buddy of mine. I spent the entire year launching this, and we just sold out. We sold out of our initial launch. We now exist in the NFT space as a company, and it took blood, sweat, and tears. This is, like, really, folks, for you all out there, if we understand that's what it takes, then we stop thinking that this is some delicate thing where we have to be polite and wait our turn. Don't wait your turn to live your life. Don't wait your turn to follow your dream. The people who actually succeed are people who keeps, the person says, I'm sorry, you're not allowed in here. Okay, that's fine. So what time can I come in? I'm sorry, you're not allowed in here. Oh, I understand. Oh, see that person over there? That's a friend of mine from high school. John. Hey, John. Right? It's the person who keeps on finding a way past the entry guard at the door, because that entry guard is there to stop people who aren't sure what they want.
To stop people who aren't going to live the life that they want to be living.
That's right. And if we understand that there's always some, that always takes some form.
It always does.
Right? It takes some form.
A lot of you, your mothers, your fathers, your teachers. Oh no, that's not a good idea for you. No, you probably shouldn't do that. You can't make a living acting. Or you're not that talented.
And it can
you're so fat, you're never going to work as an actress. That's what
right. Oh my God. Yeah.
I was told some shit.
What, right? And
you're
this
fat and you're no talent and you have no resume. Thanks.
Or no experience, right?
Oh, I just got out of acting school. I had this big agent one time when I used to produce showcases that was like, well, how come none of them have anything on their resume? This is what I know this is how I looked at them. They're just getting out of acting school. Are you always this much of an idiot? Or is it, just curious? I mean, come on. Like, that's a stupid question. Are there such things as stupid questions? Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and the other thing is that there can be inexperience in every rung of the ladder. Right? So you might be walking in the door to a casting director or casting assistant who might be relatively inexperienced. Right? You might encounter inexperience at every, like, you might even have a director who's relatively inexperienced.
Yeah.
Like we, and what that says to me is that we have to hold on to our vision. We can't let that person sway us off of our dream. Right? Because there's no guarantee that person has any power over us, or any, like, we can't let people derail us.
Yeah, and power is not a thing. It's not a actual tangible thing. It's a belief, right? And so it's really about I was actually telling Amanda this. It's like, we have a friend that used to call it pussy acting. Sorry if I'm offending anyone. Or I get shit taken off Facebook for using pussy, but like being in your body, you know, really in there, and coming from a place of authenticity. I know that's an overused word, but believing in yourself down to the depths of everything. And that is, you know, that's really like, how do I tap that? How do I tap that? You know, once you tap it, like once I saw that thing, then, oh, it's easier to go back and tap it again, and then tap it again, and then tap it again, and then live it. Right? Because it's a process. Like, you know, when you said to yourself, I'm going to get a co-star, and you didn't really believe it. And then you kept saying it and kept saying it. And then you're Patrick and you booked it, your first one. And now you're like, oh, now you have this evidence. Patrick Curley has this evidence that he can go and book another one. That's what happened with Tosh. Tosh booked something, and then he booked something else. And then he used the skills that he learned at Actors Fast Track to develop relationships on the set, which it turned it into a recurring. Yes. Right. But you have to believe it. This is what we were talking about on Monday, you guys, for you guys that were at the webinar on Monday. You have to believe it first. Right? So write what you see in your vision down like it's happened. Frame that shit and put it on your desk. Right? Put it on your desk and get them going for this year. Right? So this is the reflection time, right? I mean, I'm on January 30th, I'm going to read my journal from 21. I mean, on January 1st, I'm going to read my journal. And
wow.
You know, I think that's a good thing. Like, oh, what did I write down here? And read what I, wrote this year and what stood out to me. One thing I'd like to do is be a better journaler. Maybe I should journal in a different way, like speak into it. It's actually a good idea.
So the journaling is very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really important practice. And it can take lots of different forms. So it can be an imagination journal, an idea journal, a life journal, relationship journal, dream journal, and they're all equally valid, I think. There's.
I got this big thing.
Oh, you do? Awesome.
Yeah, it's like a date book, but it's also like this week to do, to call, to email, to buy. And so I thought it might be something, and it comes with stickers.
That's
so I started taking notes here, and I think I'm going to use this year.
Valerie, I used to always have a paper journal that I mean a paper like a date book, and and it had all of my appointments and stuff on it. And I now it's all digital.
Yeah.
But I really miss having the date book because at the end of the year I could flip through it really quickly and look at my year and be like, oh God, I forgot I did that show.
Yeah.
I forgot I did that play. I forgot, right?
Exactly.
Like there are all these things that there's a thought that I want to share about. So there is no other human being who deserves their dream more than you.
This is so true.
Now, I don't mean that you deserve your dream more than other people deserve theirs, because everyone deserves their dream. And also, we are all siblings. In the course of human history, each one of us is the furthest that our ancestors have gotten at this moment. You are the best representation and the best thing they've all created. So,
someone said, can you say that again?
Yeah, in the course of human history, we have all made it to this moment at the same time. We are the furthest expression of our ancestors' imaginations. We are the forefront. We're the pinnacle of that moment of beingness of all of our ancestral line. And each one of us are siblings in that.
That is beautiful. That's so epic. I think that's what I feel when like I go to some place like Africa or the Grand Canyon or someplace where you see God so clearly. Hello, Tennessee Williams. But you see God so clearly. I remember one night I was driving down the freeway and then 10 in LA, and the sun was setting, right? And it was like right there, it was giant, right? And I was like, oh my God, sometimes you see God so clearly. And I love that, that's so important to me that, Tennessee Williams is always so important to me, but he's one of my favorites and he makes me very special.
So can I ask you, Valerie, what you'd like for this year?
Yeah. Okay. So, continued health and spiritual health and mental health, because all of the work that I've been doing since 2018 in my meditation and my body, I spin, all my clients know I wake up at 4:30 in the morning 3 days a week and I go to spin class, and then
Wow.
And continue, and our gym is closing Monday, and so we all joined a new gym that has spin, so and we're taking over. They don't even know what's going to hit them. Continue my healing of my stomach. I'm going to go on a trip to the south of France with my husband. That's happening in 22. I'm beginning the journey of what my next message is, which will not be an acting book. I've written 3 of those. It's going to be a bigger message. So I'm stepping into the thought leader that I'm supposed to be this year.
That's powerful. You said it.
I said it.
We all heard it.
I want to go global integration, right? I think that that it's that what I've learned, just like what that story is I told you about the actress being yelled at the casting director, right, and like not telling, right, like that whole story there. It's like that story applies to everyone, right? It's the position of that person to be able to think that they can speak to someone that way, right? And we're all humans, and like you just said, we are all siblings in that.
Yeah.
So what's the bigger message about being able to stand in your own power and ask for what you want? Like that's really it. And I'm the person to carry that message. Like I'm beginning to see a bigger story here. So the uncovering of that story for myself, and the beginning of knowing what my next book is, which would be my
fantastic.
4th book.
That's mind-blowing. Wow.
I mean, because all the business of acting books I've written, it's like they all say the same freaking thing, right? like by this time you guys know what, what works for you that are on here that are booking acting work and auditioning and worked with us, at some level, and it's happening for now, what it takes, right? And that's great, and I'm here for that, because I love Actors Fast Track, and I love my clients, and I love all that, but there's some bigger thing happening here.
That's interesting. I hear you, and it reminds me of the other business coaches who who are in my circle of friends, because each one of them, especially the women, are asking the question of what's the bigger audience, the bigger picture, what's the what's the expansive self,
Right.
right?
Because here's the thing, like I feel like it's you know, we're so desperate for a female leader in this country. I mean, just in general, like we need that female energy so much. And it's, got a history of being just like massacred. I mean, look what they're doing to Kamala,
I
it's
know.
like, it's so insane. Like, they suck that right out of us. And yet we need the female, we need the yin and the yang. If you don't have the yin and the yang, that's what, right. And so we are off in that energy in this country, so off. Right. And so we have to balance that. And women of all color have to come together and stand together hand in hand to make the change occur. Right. And so, yeah, so there's something there that's happening, and it's happening in a collective way for sure. Like, because I can feel it, I'm aware of those things. I've done a lot of work on myself, and I've done a lot of the manifestation, a lot of all of that kind of stuff. And it's there, the energy is there, it's happening, whether Mitch McConnell likes it or not. The females are not just politically, but as leaders. Look at like Greta Thunberg, and like we need girls and women leading us out of
That's
this
right.
darkness.
Yeah, I mean, I actually I was reading an article about Maggie Gyllenhaal, um, and directing her first film, and in our industry, we need women directors. We need people of color who are directors. We need women of color who are directors. We need right. We need to fill out the spectrum of the imagination, so that it's not a male-centered imagination, and the
No.
and that the
Yeah.
expression is a male vision of the world to come, because that's not balanced, right? I mean, we the rebalancing has to happen, and
Yes,
I
it
think
has to.
you know
It will.
yeah.
It will. Sometimes it might be the end of the civilization for it to happen, but the universe rebalances itself.
Yeah, it does.
Hello, Ice Age. I mean, like, right? I mean, it does. And so it just does. And so I don't know. I want to be at the front of the line. I want to be a part of that, whatever that means. I don't, so
Mm.
I'm going in, I'm wading in here now. And and I have financial goals and things like that. So that's important too.
So I want to take a second to say to the people on the chat. We've got 31 people with us, just on Zoom. I know there are other places. If you guys, if you want to hop into Q&A and ask questions, we'd be happy to field
Yeah,
questions.
we've just been shooting the shit.
Yeah, but also not just questions, but if you want to shoot, if you want to write a note, tell us what your vision is for the coming year.
Yeah, do it in the Q&A. It's easier to read, y'all.
Yeah,
Let us.
yeah, pop it in. Let us know. Like if you're like, oh my God, I'm so clear now. I know what I want, or just pop that in. Let us, let's talk about it. Share it. There is something really powerful about doing these things out loud. There's something really powerful about speaking it out, right? So that we actually break that place between what's inside that we're imagining and thinking, and breaking through that into the manifest world, right? And sometimes it's just about saying it out loud.
Yeah.
Like
So tell us
like
what you want.
Tell us what you want. You guys are all quiet. It's like, I don't
They're all
know.
quiet. Why are they so quiet?
I don't know if I can. Here we go. Tosh. Yes, Tosh. Oh, good. You
Okay.
guys. Um, so Tosh jumped in, which makes me so happy. Um, my 2022 vision is live in a beautiful, minimalistic house in Burbank, California, as a wealthy lead actor in a hit TV show. That's fantastic.
It could totally happen for
Yeah, it
him.
could totally happen, Tosh.
He already
Yay!
he's already got a recurring. So
You're
yes,
on the
go
way. He's on the
Tosh,
way.
that vision, keep getting clearer and clearer and clearer, because that is going to happen. That's always been going to happen. And so keep going. Yeah.
Monica Lopez. I'm going to become a recurring on a major television show before this time next year. It will be a medical show.
Yes, it will be. And
Awesome.
you will do that.
That is awesome.
Another person that's been booking like a crazy person and has figured out the manifestation game. Who's next?
So Patrick Curley says guest star or series regular on a New York-based show by June of 2022. Awesome. Yes. Awesome.
That is a yes. Okay.
All right. So we've got let's see, Anthony Ritchie.
Uh-huh.
I want to land my first acting job on the big screen.
Okay, go farther, Anthony. Tell us about the character. Tell us what you see. What's the genre? What's the story you're telling?
Yeah, and also like for your first acting job, you might want to be more specific. Like, like do you want to do you want to be a lead in a film? Do you want to be a character actor? Like, what's your vision? What's your vision? What's your dream? Right? Like, really live in that dream. Peggy Queener says, Val, what are your specific methods for manifesting?
Uh, Writing it down, saying it out loud, putting it on goal sheets, doing vision boards, continuing to say it, even when it's another year of not having it happen. If I really still want it, I always come back. If I, I mean, because there has, I mean, go to Africa was on my board for like ever. And then I finally did it. And, so sometimes things are on there for a while, but I always set a time limit. Like sometimes I'll go like, yes, I booked a major speaking role in an indie film that I got paid for. I said that. I booked 2 in 1 week. That was one of the, right? But it wasn't like I think I said in 6 months. It would all, because the reason I would say in a certain amount of time when I would put the things out to the universe is that I would, because it would keep me current. Because you just don't say the thing and then it happens. You say the thing, take action, and then it happens.
That's right. And also, I think it's really useful. What I would add to that is give yourself something you can actually monitor as done or accomplished. Like, it should have a time frame. It should have a think of it as a project planner, right? Don't leave things too amorphous. The more specific you are, the more specific you are, the easier it is to actually identify and say, yes, there it is. Right. And I think that Patrick wrote, make a SMART goal: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time sensitive. Yeah. Which I think is brilliant. Yeah.
And so, manifesting is just the belief that you will get that. And even when you don't believe it, I believe that the more you say it and the more you write it down, then it becomes a reality for, I also recommend Peggy a lot, watching a lot of Abraham Hicks videos on YouTube. That can be very helpful.
So Allison George wrote in the chat, I always find it hard to balance things out with my mom guilt and neglect my work ambitions for my kids' needs. Any suggestions to help with that?
Well, then that's what your kids see. Is that what you want your kids to see? That you're not balanced and that you're guilty when you take action? I mean, show them what you want, be who you want them to be, right? So you want them to have a great life. I know you do. You want them to have a great life, and you want them to um, take care of themselves, not hurt their bodies or their mental or spiritual self. Like, you want them to, grow up, be happily married and to whoever they want to be married to, and have children if they want them, and love and give back to the world and have a good life, right? And so I think that they need to see you doing that, right? And so I mean, I'm not a mom, so I can't speak to that, but I do think that, they're not you. Remember that, they're their own person. And I know that you're a great mom, so you just care. I mean, I think that's also distinguishing what the feeling really is it fear, is it caring, is it just because you love them so much? And which is like, so sometimes we have to separate out the emotions and say, is it really guilt, or am I just like, do I really care that they have the thing that they need?
What I would add to that is
I
that,
don't even know if I'm making sense. Sorry.
yeah, I mean, there's something in the language you used, Allison, which is either or, right?
Hmm.
Either I pursue my work ambitions, or I'm a good mother. And I think that there's a way to imagine this
Both.
as an image where where you are both a great mother and a great actress. Right, where your success, your work success, and your family success are one. And that's really about imagining it, right? Can you imagine yourself as the kid of a successful actor who gets a lot of love from mom? Um, uh, the It's a great question, and I
Yeah,
um,
really good.
it's a really good question. So Anna Maria Rodiger says, to be honest, I was thinking next year would be the same as this year, doing and going nowhere except seeing my mom. But after this week, I thought it'd be nice to have an audition. But I'm now saying not just an audition, but a part on a show, even if it's just one time. I'll be on set for a comedy show. And it's because of you guys. I'm beyond blessed to get to know you guys. That's really beautiful.
Anna Maria, that is beautiful. Yeah, Anna Maria, write it down. Write it down that I will. Anna Maria, this is what I want to say to you. If you would like, let me try to get you into Melissa McFarland's workshop. I think you need to take that workshop. Put January 15th on your date book, and I'll arrange it for you to get you in there, Anna Maria, because I think you would really enjoy that workshop, and it's going to be helpful for you to really set your goals.
Mm.
And we're going to be talking about it, Anna Maria, on the next mastermind.
And
we're going to be talking about it.
yeah, she asked how much will it cost for the workshop?
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I think that's a different issue.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah. So Vivia Armstrong says, "Hey, my 2022 vision is to book a series regular. Also, book international roles and travel for work and pleasure. I also will do animation and more voiceover. Then I'll finally connect with my divine man, and he's going to propose to me."
And I kind of believe that that's all going to happen for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. She won both of our pitch fests this year.
Really? That's fantastic.
Yeah, the summer and the fall.
Oh my God. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
Now I want to see the pitch. Of course, right? It's like when someone says, "Oh, I just this fantastic role in a movie." Well, you want to see it.
You want to see it.
You want to see it. Anthony Ricci says, "Mafia movie, lead enforcer to the Don." I love it. That's great.
That's
yes.
great. Lead enforcer to the dog.
Exactly. Anna Maria replied back, since after sending 18 emails and only 4 haven't been opened, make me know my goal will happen. Yes,
Yes, it will.
and because you know here's the other thing. This is one of those tricks of the universe, you guys. We get in this thing of like, I'm going to send 10 emails and then I'm watching to see if people open them, and I get worried about people opening them or not. Now here's where the universe is really funny. The universe is a trickster. I send out 10 emails and I'm watching those 10 emails, right? I'm watching, and I'm like going, oh yes, no, yes, right? Whether they're open. And then the phone rings over here and it's some other producer
It has nothing to do with the
that
email.
has nothing to do with those 10 emails. And we're stuck with this question of, wait a minute, did my 10 emails do anything?
Yes.
And the answer is yes. But we can't hold the universe accountable in that way. We can't expect that. It's an energetic principle. You're saying you want something and stepping forward, and the universe is searching its pockets for how to give you what it's got available right now. And it may not come from those 10 emails you sent, but the fact that you sent those 10 emails energizes it.
That's manifestation right there, y'all. That's manifestation right there. That when you ask me, so know this, you're like, I sent 20 emails, but then over here I got an audition from this casting director that's never called me in before. I don't think it has anything to do. It's just a coincidence.
It's the same thing, right? It's the posture you've taken in with the universe. You stepped forward, and the universe is responding.
Yeah.
And we have to be open. We have to open to any way in which the universe responds to us. Exactly. All right. So Kate Cordelou says, book my first guest star role on a single cam comedy for a streaming service. Take network meetings for my workplace comedy pitch. Pay off my car and learn how to drive it. I would say that's awesome.
Kate is scared of driving. She moved to Atlanta in the year of the dead 20. Yeah. And a little over a year ago. And she had to drive. She was from New York,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Kate. It's Kate, I believe all that's gonna happen for you.
Absolutely. And driving, it's I understand the fear. But like anything, it's taking one step at a time. Yep. All right. So and Anna, I'm not going to get her name right. Cherchexvili.
Yes. Good luck with that.
Hi guys.
Actually, really good.
Thank you. Hi guys. This is really inspiring. What I would allow myself to do is to dream big, to visualize success in my acting career, and let it help to trust myself. Yes. What I would allow myself. Yes. Allow yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, it's your dream. It's this is your life. You get to dream big. Like you get to be the fullest, brightest you that there is possible. That's the contract you signed when you came here. Is that you get to be you.
Yeah. And
the fullest expression of that. Ashley Solis said, so inspiring listening to you both talk about the power that women have to bring balance into this world. I want to be a force in 2022. I'm going to land my very first acting role in a feature film drama by this time next year. And so it is. My dreams, along with everyone else's, brings balance and light into this world that she so desperately needs. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, she does.
That's good. Good. Really standing in your what you want and the power to ask for it.
Regina Lund says, in 2022, I'll be a lead actress in my favorite action movie. I'll release my new song, Transform and Fly, on the 4th of February, and the movie will be a huge success. I'll sign 10 international kick-ass movies as a lead actress, and it'll be a worldwide success. And I'll live in a house by the ocean with the man I love, and my child will be in harmony and happiness and be present at my wedding. I'll also release 7 children's books and 2 more. This is a life plan. I will also release 7 children's books and 2 more albums, and I will travel the world doing promo for my favorite movies, and I'll be very well received and have a great team, and all will be serene and in flow, and everyone who works with me will be very successful, and I'll contribute to a lot of human happiness. I'll also start communicating with the rest of the universe. I'll contribute to my child's happiness. I'll be super successful in the USA and the rest of the world as an actress, an artist, and creative, and I'll be extremely happy in my marriage, and I'll help nature and animals all in 2022.
Wow.
That's a lot in 2022.
Yeah.
I think that's a life plan.
That's your life plan. And I think that you can suss that out anymore. I would recommend checking out Melissa McFarland's event, because one of the things that Melissa does is she helps you write your life goals and then reverse engineer back from that. And I think that that would be really amazing for you to go further with that. The life goals are sort of like more of like one of my life goals is to roll around the floor like a child, even when I'm an old lady. Right. So that's like one of my life goals. And so, so there's always like something to do with my body and my health and all of that. Right. And then, so I think that might be a really good exercise for you to do that workshop. Yes. Okay. Well, we're going to run out of time here.
I know you guys, So please don't take our not reading everyone's in any negative sense. These are for you.
Please write them down. Write them down. Put them out into the universe. Send them to me. Put them if you're a client, put them in the Facebook group, right? Or if you're not a client, put them in the I Love Actors Facebook group, right? Like, we want to hear about this. We're going to post this on YouTube. So also, if you are watching this on YouTube, and we'll be putting the recording out for the goals for 2022, because it was a great webinar. But let's yeah. So we I have a full day after this, and I know you do, James. So oh, hi, Laura Bofill. By the way, Laura Bofill, I will be answering your email in a little bit. And Regina Lund, I know you sent me a lot of stuff too. So really glad you guys are here with us today, and we're here for this conversation. You know what? Thank you, James.
Lovely to see you, Valorie.
Yeah, and happy holiday.
You also. I wish you a beautiful holiday and gorgeous New Year's, and I'll see you in the new year.
Yes, we're going to be all together next year again for these once a month. We're here every month, the third Thursday of the month, y'all. And we've been doing this now for about 3 or 4 years. I don't even know, for a long time.
A long time.
And we're here again next year. So we'll be here.
Yay.
With bells on. All right. I love you all. For you clients, I'll see you on Tuesday's Mastermind. And for the rest of you, happy holidays. We'll see you in the new year. Happy New Year. Write those goals down, and we'll see y'all soon.
Yay.
Oh, yeah. And if anyone does want to get into the year specials to work with us, as a lot of you know, everything's going away. So if you would like to sign up to talk to any of us, just reach out to us and we will try to get to you. Our calendars are pretty full. Okay. Love y'all. All right. Bye. Bye, James.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.